Hello, welcome. I'm Michelle Swan-Young, and I'm doing a series on not all of the reasons, but several of the reasons why it's so important for us as parents to cultivate calm and this connection to ourselves in our lives, especially in our relationship to our kids. And today I want to talk about how calm can influence our ability to experience delight and joy and to really just enjoy our kids and our relationships with them. So if we think about our nervous system, that's kind of on a toggle switch. We can be in a stress state when our sympathetic nervous system is turned on, and we can be in a calm state when our parasympathetic nervous system is turned on. And it's not quite exactly that black and white, but these feelings of joy and delight and meaning and satisfaction are associated much more with this calm state than with the stress state, because the stress state is more of a state of activation so that we can deal with an immediate threat, so that we can defend against something, and so that we can take care of or neutralize a threat that's happening right away. It's what the stressed state is for. And joy and peace and deep connection are not really the priority of a defense against a threat. So these are really, we're able, as we shift more into a calm state, either like in the moment or just in general in our lives, we're able to open up more to these experiences of joy and delight and meaning and satisfaction with our relationships with our kids. It's not to say that you can't experience those while also having a certain amount of stress, because our modern life definitely does have stress, and we can definitely experience all of these positive things. It's just that we have a little more access when we are able to come back to a sense of calm. So I'd love for you to take a moment right now to think about your priorities and how would you like to relate to your kids? How would you describe the relationship that you want to have? So I used a few different words like joy and delight and meaning and satisfaction, things like that. But how would you personally describe that? What's something that you want more of in that relationship? So just take a moment right now, and I'll give you a second. You might want to write that down. You might want to just speak it out loud. What's something that you want to experience more of in that relationship? And then I want you to also think about how you want to experience your everyday. How you want to experience your morning. How do you want to experience your afternoon? How do you want to experience your evening? How do you want to experience that whole day? Because how we experience our days turns into how we experience our weeks, which turns into how we experience our years and our lifetimes. So what is it that you want your experience of your life to be? You might imagine your very best life, and specifically living like the most authentic and connected to your deepest values and your deepest desires. Here's a couple more prompts to help you think about this. Like, how do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you want to feel when you're interacting with your children? How do you want to feel when you're interacting with other family members? How about your friends? So in all of those relationships, what's the desired feeling? And then how do you want to feel when you're doing whatever your work is in the world, whether that's paid or unpaid, in a job, in a business, in your home, volunteering, whatever type of service that you give, ways that you give in the world, how do you want to feel when you do that? How do you want to feel when you're navigating difficult circumstances? Whether that's internal or external, what's important to you? How do you want to feel as you go through positive circumstances? And finally, how do you want to feel when you're finished with the day and you're going to bed for the night? So as you reflect on kind of what might have bubbled up for you with those different prompts, what's something that is a common thread? Maybe one way that you see how in all of these things you would like more of blank. And when you've identified that, what is just one tiny thing that you could do today, or perhaps this week, that would bring just a tiny bit more of whatever it is that you want more of into your life? It could be something simple like, I'll give my child a hug. It could be something simple like, I will take 1 minute in the morning to take a few deep breaths and just really reconnect to myself. It could be, I will set out the amount of water that I want to drink in a day in the morning so that I can stay hydrated because I want my body to feel good. There are so many different tiny little things that you could do. So what's one tiny little thing you could do? Each of those tiny little things will probably also help you to reconnect to yourself and to come back to this sense of a calm and groundedness in your body, in your mind, in your heart. These tiny little shifts or these small actions might seem unimportant or like, how's that going to make a huge difference in how I experience things? But you would be surprised when you make really small shifts like that, especially if you continue them over time. You'll end up in a very different place than you started just by a few degrees of shift. If you find that you want some more support around figuring out what small shifts would be helpful to you, or maybe even just guidance in how to start coming back to a sense of calm and connection with yourself, I have a membership. It's a really low-cost membership that I invite you to join. The link is in the description of the video. And each month we focus on just one small thing and how we might bring that into our months or our days, and really implementing that and seeing where that takes us. And I also offer one-on-one support if you need a little more personalized support. You can find that link in the description below as well. But I do encourage you, no matter if you need support or not, to commit to and maybe write down and plan that one tiny thing that you want to do to make a shift and bring in a little bit more of how you'd like to be experiencing your life, whether that's joy or delight or satisfaction or meaning, like I said earlier, or just whatever it is that you discovered when you were reflecting. Make a commitment to actually do that one thing and see what happens. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Hit like if so. I hope that you have a really wonderful day and take good care.